Hey everyone, I want to talk quickly about comping. It's such an important concept, and honestly, when you're on the bandstand, when you're playing with people, 90% of the time, when you're not playing a solo, you're going to be comping. So it's really, we tend to put so much emphasis on soloing and blowing and all the cool things we can do with that, but really, we should be comping just as much, if not, sometimes more, especially if you want to be gigging. Because being a good jazz player means you're a good comper, right? In a lot of different scenarios, especially as a guitarist. So I want to quickly just show some things over a blues, just a B flat blues. I'm just going to play a couple choruses and then talk about the things that I think about when I'm comping. There's so much that I love about comping. Really the biggest thing is just being really in the pocket. It's all about being rhythmic. The best comping players, the best compers, really just have a clear sense of how to use rhythm to propel, the groove and the time feel and to just lay a foundation for the soloist and the band. And really it comes down to four things. Combination of long and short notes or chords, and a combination of on and off the beat chords. So check this out. If I just I'm going to do a chorus of just all short and off beat. Okay, you'll note it. Okay, I'll do this. So that kind of sounds jilted. Like, where's the time? There's no downbeats. What's happening? When you're playing these short, stabby chords all on the upbeats, that's not really going to lay a foundation that's going to make anyone want to play over that, right? Now, if I do the opposite, let's say all long and all on the downbeat, that's another issue. Now, aesthetically, to me, that's probably better than all the offbeat, but that also can get a little, complacent after many choruses if you're just doing one or the other. So you really want a combination. And the best way to kind of start that is just start with a simple rhythm that you can repeat for a whole chorus. Obviously, Charleston is really the way to go to get into this. So, So using the Charleston, which is a dotted quarter note and an eighth note. Dun, 1, 2, and. That's the basic Charleston rhythm. And you can permutate that, start off the beat. So like 1 and 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3. You could start on any place in the beat in the measure. That's a really easy way to kind of get really solid rhythms, and it's a combination of literally long and short, long, short, long, short. Dun, 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 dun. It gets that syncopation and still adding, a variety of rhythmic textures. I really suggest you would transcribe someone's comping, and even simpler than that, just transcribe someone's rhythms. You don't have to worry about the voicings. Honestly, like, you can get so many hip voicings, and that's a whole nother thing. But if your rhythms are killing, you could play the same thing and same voicings over and over again, and often you'll find that is kind of the case. You don't need to do all sorts of crazy stuff every chorus, at least. So just transcribe someone's rhythms. Wynton Kelly, Red Garland, Ed Bickert, Peter Bernstein, Jim Hall. I mean, the great compers. Just find a chorus in any tune where they're comping and just see what kinds of rhythms they're using. And then you can apply those rhythms to whatever tune, whatever voicings that you know, so you really make it a lot simpler. Let's say Bill Evans plays some really hip, rhythms in a chorus or like in a 4-measure phrase. You can just apply those, over a blues or over another tune that you're working on, and use your own voicings and over whatever chord progression. So you're kind of eliminating the really hard parts of transcribing, which are getting some of those intricate voicings and harmonic details. Another great thing about comping is just the use of repetition, and sometimes that can even be in like a single note type of line, or just quoting a tune. In a blues, that obviously works really well, because you can quote other melodies, but if you're playing a standard tune, maybe just quoting parts of the melody is really helpful, especially just kind of delineating the form in a different way. And sometimes if someone's off, that can be a really useful tool, just to kind of quote the melody somewhere so they can, okay, I know where I am now. If we're doing a blues, you can do all sorts of stuff like this. Or so you can take, any blues tunes that and use them as material, obviously for soloing, but also as comping figures. Let's say you just learned Sunny Moon for Two. Right? I'll use that in a comping chorus. See, See how I kind of use fragments of it, not the whole thing. You don't want to just step in someone's way. It's all about space, of course. But using these simple blues tunes are great ideas. So I would learn Solid, Bags Groove, Blues in the Closet, Blue Monk, Straight No Chaser, all these great tunes that are great fodder for comping figures and of course your own soloing ideas.